From divine sister of the light Maureen Moss, Lemurian memory and the Aquamarine ray. Memory. We call in now the Aquamarine ray, the color of the high heart chakra, to amplify each one's sacred heart and memory, and to abolish all mind-controlled, limited frequencies and illusions of being less than sacred. Through this ray we establish connection to the Mother of God frequency, a quality of the feminine magnetic force known as the Mother Arc, and the original parent frequency carrying acceleration codes of light from the ninth dimensional Merkabic structure, awaiting connection and activation in those prepared to access another octave, another wave, another dimensional layer of knowledge and love, and committed to being responsible and devotional for each. It is through alignment with the Mother Circuit of Perfection that creation can heal itself forward into its original divine blueprint, as its seed codes begin transmission by reminding you that this ray was a familiar ray in the time of your history that many of you were a part of, a time when you achieved enlightenment over 12,000 years ago on the beloved continent of Lemuria. A time when you knew yourself to be sacred and lived in your light bodies as beings of light on earth. Lemuria and now. Overnight Lemuria was submerged underwater along with many of us, many of its inhabitants. Everything was lost. All material possessions were gone, loved ones separated, animals, minerals, elementals in nature, along with all the beauty, all the aspects of daily living on this magnificent continent vanished in one fell swoop without warning. All that was left was self, seeking the meaning and the purpose of life while in the void of nothing. There was no time for pity or stories. There was no time to be angry or truly feel the pain, though the agony was beyond words. The traumas of betrayal and abandonment that existed remained to be healed by each in succeeding lifetimes. 144 coming in. That was the beginning of fulfilling the purpose for coming to earth, to seek one's spiritual sacred mastery in a state of complete surrender. Every being was left only to themselves and with God. Can you imagine? Remember the heartbreak, and then the courage and perseverance to begin again with nothing but God as your source and supply for all things. During that time, the high priests and priestesses of Lemuria prophesied that many of you would gather again during a time of great change, great trial and tribulation upon the earth. And it was spoken that those living on the earth at such a time would be given every opportunity to make a full recovery and make their ascension back into the heart and mind of God, with feet on the ground, back into the heart and mind of themselves, freed from the third dimension and all its dark, dire, and separated influences forevermore. You live in the midst of their prophecy. You were chosen to come back to earth now. Whether you lived in Lemuria or elsewhere, to purify yourself from your long and arduous journey, to come back to your sacred self and bring joy and peace to yourself. You will never have to go through darkness and separation again if you will only dig deeply for your own love of self, returning to the light of God that you are, and know without doubt the inherent value and worth of yourself. You are a multidimensional being with unfathomable wisdom, power, and love dwelling in the center of your heart, the carrier of perfect love. With love to all from MaureenMoss.com.